Did you know that nearly all deaths after 75 come down to just 5 main causes? Many people assume that reaching an advanced age means health problems are inevitable, but the truth is, most fatalities stem from preventable risks. These risks often go unnoticed or ignored until it's too late. By the time many people recognize the warning signs, their health has already declined, and their ability to reverse the damage becomes much more difficult. The good news is that knowing these risks now gives you the power to take action. Many seniors who have made small but meaningful changes have extended their lives, stayed independent longer, and avoided many of the health issues that commonly take hold in later years. We're going to explore the 5 most common causes of death after 75. Some of them may seem obvious, while others may surprise you. But one thing is certain: if you understand these dangers, you can make choices today that will keep you strong, active, and independent for years to come. Heart disease, the silent killer that can be stopped. Heart disease remains the leading cause of death for people over 75, yet many don't realize how much control they actually have over it. The heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it either stays strong with proper care or weakens from years of neglect. The problem is that most people don't feel the warning signs until the damage is already severe. Many seniors assume that feeling tired, moving slower, or getting out of breath more easily is just a natural part of aging. But these symptoms often signal that the heart is struggling to keep up. One of the biggest contributors to heart disease is high blood pressure. Over time, it puts immense strain on the arteries, forcing the heart to work harder than it should. The tricky part is that high blood pressure has no obvious symptoms. There's no pain, no immediate warning until a heart attack or stroke happens. Another major factor is diet. Decades of consuming processed foods, excess salt, and unhealthy fats take a toll, clogging arteries and reducing circulation. But here's something most people don't realize: heart disease isn't just about avoiding bad foods. It's about eating the right ones. The heart needs fuel to stay strong, and if meals lack essential nutrients, the damage progresses much faster than expected. Then there's the issue of movement. The heart isn't meant to be inactive all day. When you stop moving, circulation slows, muscles weaken, and the heart doesn't get the exercise it needs to stay strong. You don't have to run marathons, but regular movement, whether it's walking, stretching, or even simple chair exercises, can dramatically lower the risk of heart disease. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming heart disease is just fate. They believe that because their parents or grandparents had heart issues, they are destined to follow the same path. But the reality is that small, consistent choices make all the difference. The food you eat, the way you move, and how you manage stress all determine whether your heart stays strong or starts to fail. Taking action today can mean years of better health, more energy, and the ability to maintain independence longer. Falls and injuries, the overlooked danger that changes everything. One of the most dangerous and underestimated risks after 75 isn't a disease, it's a fall. It happens in an instant. One misstep, one moment of dizziness, one slippery floor, and suddenly everything changes. A fractured hip, a head injury, or even a seemingly minor bruise can quickly turn into a life-threatening event. Falls are responsible for millions of emergency room visits every year. For many seniors, a single fall sets off a chain reaction that leads to a permanent loss of mobility, independence, and overall health. A hip fracture, for example, often means months in bed, increased risk of infections and complications that the body struggles to recover from. The problem is that most people don't take fall prevention seriously until they experience one firsthand. As we age, balance, muscle strength, and reaction time gradually decline. But because this happens so slowly, it's easy to overlook. Many people feel fine moving around their homes, doing daily routines until the day they reach for something. Lose balance, and gravity takes over. Even worse, the fear of falling can lead to even more falls. Many seniors, after experiencing one close call, start avoiding movement altogether. They stop going for walks, avoid stairs, and limit their activity out of fear. But the less they move, the weaker their muscles become. And the weaker their muscles become, the more likely they are to fall. It's a vicious cycle that quickly robs people of their independence. The good news is that falls are preventable. Strengthening the legs and core, improving balance, and making small adjustments at home such as better lighting, slip-proof rugs, and sturdy handrails can dramatically lower the risk. Another factor that's often overlooked is medication. Many prescriptions cause dizziness, drowsiness, or changes in blood pressure that make falls more likely. If you've ever stood up too quickly and felt lightheaded, that's your body warning you that something needs to be adjusted. Falls aren't just accidents, they are warnings that something needs attention. Taking steps now to improve balance, strength, and awareness can mean the difference between staying active and facing a life-changing injury. Respiratory diseases, the hidden threat to long-term health. Breathing is something most people take for granted until it becomes difficult. As we age, the lungs don't function as efficiently as they once did, and even minor respiratory issues can quickly escalate into serious complications. What starts as a simple cough or shortness of breath can lead to chronic conditions, infections, and hospitalization. One of the biggest dangers is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD), which includes emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Over time, the airways become inflamed, making it harder and harder to breathe. Many seniors brush off symptoms like frequent coughing, wheezing, or feeling out of breath, assuming it's just a normal part of aging. But these are warning signs that the lungs need help. Pneumonia is another major risk. While it might seem like just another infection, for older adults, pneumonia is far more dangerous. What starts as a mild chest congestion can quickly turn into a life-threatening condition. Many hospitalizations after 75 are caused by pneumonia, and in too many cases, the infection leads to a rapid decline in health that some never fully recover from. Poor air quality can also make things worse. Over the years, exposure to dust, pollution, and secondhand smoke takes a toll on the lungs. Even inside the home, things like mold, pet dander, and indoor pollutants can worsen breathing problems. Simple adjustments such as improving indoor air quality, using air purifiers, or avoiding smoke exposure can significantly protect the lungs. One of the simplest ways to keep the lungs strong is to stay active. The lungs, like any part of the body, need exercise to function properly. When you move, your lungs expand fully, clearing out mucus buildup and keeping them healthy. But when you sit for long periods, lung function weakens. Even light activities such as walking or stretching can help maintain lung strength. Getting the right vaccinations is another critical step. Many seniors underestimate the importance of vaccines for pneumonia, flu, and other respiratory illnesses. These simple precautions can dramatically reduce the risk of severe infections. It's not just about avoiding a bad cold, it's about preventing complications that could lead to hospitalization or worse. Taking care of your lungs is one of the most powerful ways to protect your overall health. Breathing should never feel like a struggle, and by making simple adjustments, it's possible to stay active, independent, and in control of your well-being for years to come. The link between mental decline and early mortality. Many people assume that aging naturally comes with memory loss and cognitive decline, But what they don't realize is that dementia and other brain-related illnesses are now among the top causes of death after 75. What starts as mild forgetfulness can quickly progress into something much more serious, affecting not just memory, but also decision-making, movement, and even the body's ability to function properly. Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia are not just about forgetting names or misplacing keys. As the disease progresses, it shrinks the brain, making even basic functions like swallowing, breathing, and recognizing loved ones difficult. It slowly strips people of their independence, leaving them vulnerable to accidents, infections, and physical deterioration. The biggest danger is that many people ignore the early warning signs, thinking they are just normal forgetfulness. The truth is, small changes in memory, behavior, or mood could be the brain's way of signaling that something is wrong. Confusion in familiar places, struggling to follow conversations, or forgetting how to complete everyday tasks are not just quirks of aging, they are red flags. One of the most overlooked factors in preventing cognitive decline is how much the brain is being used. The brain is like a muscle. If it's not exercised regularly, it weakens. Many older adults fall into routines that don't challenge their minds. They stop learning, stop reading, stop engaging in mentally stimulating conversations. Over time, this lack of mental stimulation speeds up brain deterioration. Social isolation is another major contributor to cognitive decline. When people spend too much time alone, without meaningful conversations or interactions, their brains slow down. Studies show that seniors who stay socially active have significantly lower rates of dementia compared to those who withdraw from social life. Diet also plays a huge role in brain health. Processed foods, high sugar intake, and unhealthy fats contribute to inflammation in the brain, increasing the risk of dementia. On the other hand, diets rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and whole foods can slow down cognitive aging and protect memory function. Keeping the brain sharp requires effort. Reading, playing strategy games, learning new skills, and engaging in conversations that require thought and recall all help keep the mind active. The earlier these habits are built, the better the chances of delaying or preventing serious cognitive decline. Dementia does not have to be an inevitable part of aging. By prioritizing brain health now, it's possible to stay mentally sharp, independent, and in control of life for much longer. Diabetes and its dangerous role in senior mortality. Major but often underestimated cause of death after 75 is diabetes and its complications. Many people believe that diabetes is manageable, and while this is true in some cases, uncontrolled diabetes can be deadly, leading to heart disease, kidney failure, amputations, blindness, and strokes. One of the biggest risks with diabetes is that many people don't realize they have it until serious damage has already been done. Blood sugar imbalances don't always cause immediate symptoms, which is why so many older adults go years without knowing they are at risk. By the time they experience clear warning signs, constant fatigue, frequent infections, slow wound healing, it's often much harder to reverse the effects. Diabetes damages blood vessels over time. High blood sugar makes it harder for the body to repair itself, which is why even small cuts or bruises can turn into dangerous infections in people with uncontrolled diabetes. This also puts them at much higher risk of strokes, heart attacks, and kidney disease, all of which are leading causes of death in seniors. Many people believe that diabetes is simply a genetic condition, but in reality, lifestyle choices play the biggest role. Diet, weight, physical activity, and even sleep quality all affect blood sugar levels. The modern diet, filled with processed foods, high sugar intake, and refined carbohydrates, has made diabetes a growing epidemic. The good News is that diabetes can often be controlled or even reversed with the right choices. Cutting down on sugar and refined carbs, increasing fiber intake, and making physical activity a daily habit can help balance blood sugar levels. Even light exercise, like daily walks or stretching, helps the body use insulin more efficiently. Ignoring diabetes or assuming it's just a mild condition can lead to devastating consequences. But taking action early by monitoring blood sugar, adjusting diet, and staying active can add years to life and prevent serious complications. How chronic? Inflammation shortens lifespan. One of the most overlooked contributors to early death after 75 is chronic inflammation. Unlike acute inflammation, which happens when the body is healing from an injury, chronic inflammation is a silent killer that damages tissues and organs. Over time, many common diseases, including heart disease, cancer, arthritis, and even Alzheimer's, are linked to chronic inflammation. What's worse is that many people don't even realize it's happening inside their bodies. Inflammation is triggered by a variety of factors, including poor diet, stress, lack of sleep, and a sedentary lifestyle. The body's immune system stays in a constant state of alert, leading to long-term damage that wears down the heart, brain, and joints. Signs of chronic inflammation include constant fatigue, joint pain, and stiffness, digestive problems frequent. Infections, unexplained weight gain, or loss. The foods we eat play a huge role in inflammation. Diets high in processed foods, fried foods, and excess sugar increase inflammatory markers in the blood, speeding up aging and disease progression. On the other hand, eating anti-inflammatory foods like berries, leafy greens, nuts, and fatty fish can help reduce the damage. Chronic stress is another major cause of inflammation. High cortisol levels from constant worry, anxiety, or frustration cause the immune system to weaken and increase inflammation throughout the body. Finding ways to manage stress through meditation, exercise, or hobbies can help protect long-term health. Inflammation is often called the root cause of aging because it weakens every system in the body. But by taking steps to lower inflammation through diet, movement, and stress management, it's possible to slow down the aging process and protect health for years to come. While these 5 causes heart disease, falls, respiratory illness, cognitive decline, and diabetes are responsible for the majority of deaths after 75, the good news is that most of them are preventable. The problem is that many people don't take their health seriously until it starts to decline. They ignore warning signs, assume that aging means inevitable weakness, and don't make small changes that could add years to their lives. But the reality is that longevity isn't just about genetics, it's about daily choices. Taking control of health after 75 doesn't mean making drastic changes overnight. It means paying attention to the body, adjusting small habits, and making decisions that support long-term well-being. Whether it's adjusting diet, staying active, keeping the brain engaged, or taking steps to prevent falls, every small action adds up. Aging doesn't have to mean a loss of independence or declining health. It can mean staying strong, living well, and making the most of every single day. The most powerful thing anyone can do is start today, because the choices made now will determine the quality of life for years to come. Many people assume that their health is out of their control after 75, but the truth is that small daily habits determine how long and how well you live. The 5 leading causes of death in older adults: heart disease, falls, respiratory disease, cognitive decline, and diabetes are not random occurrences. They are the result of lifestyle choices that have built up over time. Aging is not just about the number of years lived, but about the quality of those years. 2 people can be the same age, yet one remains strong, independent, and mentally sharp, while the other struggles with constant health issues and a loss of mobility. The difference often comes down to simple habits: what they eat, how much they move, how they manage stress, and how they take care of their minds. The problem is that many older adults don't realize that their daily routines are either strengthening or weakening their bodies. Sitting too much, eating processed foods, getting poor sleep, or ignoring early warning signs of disease slowly chips away at longevity. On the other hand, even small improvements can have a powerful impact on health. Take something as simple as walking. Studies show that older adults who walk regularly have better heart health, stronger bones, improved memory, and a lower risk of falls compared to those who are sedentary. It doesn't have to be intense exercise, just staying active every day can keep the body and mind functioning longer. Sleep is another critical factor. Many seniors accept poor sleep as a normal part of aging, but in reality, sleep quality directly affects longevity. Sleep is when the body repairs itself, clears out toxins from the brain, and regulates hormones that keep the heart and metabolism healthy. Poor sleep increases inflammation, weakens the immune system, and accelerates cognitive decline. Hydration is another small but powerful habit. Dehydration thickens the blood, makes circulation harder on the heart, and increases the risk of blood clots and kidney disease. Yet many older adults drink less water as they age, either because they don't feel as thirsty or because they want to avoid frequent bathroom trips. The result is a higher risk of strokes, urinary tract infections, and joint pain, all of which could be prevented by something as simple as drinking a few more glasses of water each day. These small habits don't seem life-changing at first, but over time, they either build a stronger, healthier body or slowly take it apart. Choosing better habits isn't about perfection. It's about making small, sustainable changes that add up to a longer, healthier life. The role of mental and emotional health in longevity, while physical health is important, one of the biggest factors that determines how long someone lives is their mindset and emotional well-being. Many people overlook the connection between mental health and physical health, but research has shown that those who remain optimistic, engaged, and socially connected live longer and healthier lives. Stress is one of the biggest silent killers. Chronic stress increases inflammation, weakens the immune system, raises blood pressure, and contributes to nearly every major disease. Many seniors experience high levels of stress due to financial concerns, loneliness, or health worries, but they don't realize how much it is damaging their bodies. One of the best things an older adult can do for their health is to actively manage stress. Simple practices like meditation, deep breathing, gratitude journaling, and even listening to calming music can reduce cortisol levels and protect the body from the harmful effects of chronic stress. Social connections also play a huge role in longevity. While many people after 75 naturally become more selective about their relationships, completely withdrawing from social life can increase the risk of cognitive decline, depression, and even heart disease. Studies show that seniors who have strong social support systems and maintain meaningful relationships live longer than those who are isolated. But here's the key: it's not about having a large number of friends. It's about having quality connections that bring joy and support. Spending time with loved ones, joining a group with shared interests, or even having a pet can provide emotional fulfillment and keep the mind engaged. A strong sense of purpose is another major factor in aging well. People who wake up every day with a reason to live, whether it's a hobby, volunteering, caring for loved ones, or simply enjoying life, tend to stay healthier and live longer. Having a purpose keeps the brain active, reduces stress, and improves overall well-being. Why prevention is more powerful than treatment. One of the biggest mistakes many people make is waiting until something goes wrong before taking action. They ignore warning signs, dismiss minor symptoms, and assume that health problems are just a normal part of aging. But the truth is that most major health issues don't happen overnight. They build up over years or even decades. By the time a serious condition like heart disease, diabetes, or dementia is diagnosed, it is much harder to reverse. The good news is that many of these conditions can be prevented or slowed down if caught early. Regular checkups are one of the most powerful tools for longevity. Many seniors avoid going to the doctor unless they feel sick, but early detection of problems like high blood pressure, cholesterol imbalances, or blood sugar issues can prevent much bigger complications later. Another critical aspect of prevention is paying attention to the body's warning signs. Symptoms like persistent fatigue, unexplained weight loss, shortness of breath, or frequent dizziness are not just signs of aging, they are signals that something needs attention. Ignoring these signs allows problems to worsen, making recovery much more difficult. Nutrition is also a major factor in prevention. Many seniors fall into the habit of eating the same foods for years without realizing how much diet affects longevity. Processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats accelerate aging, while whole foods, lean proteins, and anti-inflammatory nutrients can extend life and improve overall health. Movement is another key to prevention. Sitting too much weakens the heart, slows metabolism, and increases the risk of diseases like diabetes and osteoporosis. Even small amounts of movement like stretching, light weightlifting, or standing more often can dramatically improve long-term health. The most powerful lesson in aging well is this: it is much easier to prevent disease than to treat it. Taking small actions now, rather than waiting for something to go wrong, is the key to staying strong, independent, and healthy for as long as possible. Aging is not about counting the years, it's about making the years count. It's about making choices every day that build a foundation for a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life. The 5 biggest causes of death after 75: heart disease, falls, respiratory illness, cognitive decline, and diabetes are not inevitable. They are largely influenced by the decisions made today. No one can control everything about aging, but we can control how we take care of ourselves. Small changes like eating better, staying active, managing stress, keeping the mind engaged, and building quality social connections have the power to extend life and improve its quality. The goal isn't just to live longer. It's to live better, to stay active, to maintain independence, to wake up each morning feeling strong and clear-minded, to look back without regrets, and to embrace each day knowing that the best years are still ahead, because aging well isn't just about adding years to life, it's about adding life to years. And that is something worth striving for every single day. Aging is not about waiting for life to slow down, it's about making every day meaningful. After 75, the choices you make either strengthen your body and mind or weaken them. You are not powerless against the most common causes of death. You have the ability to take control of your health, stay independent, and live fully. The biggest mistake many people make is believing that aging automatically means decline, that they have no choice but to accept weakness, chronic illness, or memory loss. But the truth is, many of the most dangerous health issues in later years, heart disease, falls, respiratory illnesses, cognitive decline, and diabetes, are not just a result of aging, but of long-term habits and choices. The people who stay strong into their 80s and 92nd are not just lucky. They don't rely on genetics alone. They move daily, nourish their bodies, keep their minds engaged, and make small, intentional decisions that add up over time. Strength is built through movement, even if it's just stretching, standing up more often, or taking short walks. Every step you take strengthens your heart, improves circulation, and keeps your muscles working the way they should. Sitting too much leads to muscle loss, poor balance, and a higher risk of falls. But staying active, even in simple ways, ensures that you remain strong, steady, and capable of taking care of yourself. The mind stays sharp when it is challenged, stimulated, and engaged. Reading, learning new things, and staying socially connected prevent cognitive decline. Many people stop using their brains in new ways as they get older, and that's when memory loss accelerates. But those who keep thinking, solving problems, and having meaningful conversations keep their minds strong. Diet plays a critical role in how well you age. What you eat determines how well your heart functions, how stable your blood sugar remains, and how much inflammation builds up in your body. Whole foods, lean proteins, and plenty of vegetables fuel the body for long-term health. On the other hand, diets full of sugar, processed foods, and unhealthy fats speed up aging and increase the risk of chronic diseases. Sleep is not just about rest, it is when your body repairs itself, restores energy, and keeps your immune system strong. Poor sleep leads to heart strain, weakens memory, and increases inflammation. Many older adults dismiss bad sleep as something they have to accept, but the truth is, improving nighttime habits like reducing screen time, creating a relaxing bedtime routine, and avoiding large meals late at night can dramatically improve sleep quality and overall health. Managing stress is one of the most powerful ways to extend life and improve well-being. Chronic stress increases inflammation, raises blood pressure, and weakens the immune system. Finding ways to release stress through meditation, music, journaling, or simply spending time in nature protects the body from the harmful effects of prolonged worry and anxiety. Many people believe that health is out of their hands, that if they have family history of heart disease, diabetes, or dementia, there's nothing they can do to prevent it. But the reality is, lifestyle choices have a far greater impact on longevity than genetics do. What you eat, how you move, how you think, and how you manage stress all determine how well you age. Taking control of your health is not about making drastic changes overnight. It's about small, daily habits that add up over time. One meal choice doesn't make a difference, but a pattern of eating well does. One walk won't change your health overnight, but daily movement keeps your heart and muscles strong. One night of poor sleep won't harm you, but consistently ignoring sleep weakens the body over time. Everything you do either moves you toward better health or away from it. At T75 and beyond, the goal is no longer about pushing yourself too hard or striving for perfection. It's about making the years ahead as strong, fulfilling, and joyful as possible. It's about ensuring that you remain independent, clear-minded, and able to enjoy the life you have built. Aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean wisdom, strength, and a deeper appreciation for life. The choices you make today determine whether you will live the years ahead with energy, confidence, and vitality, or struggle with preventable health issues. Every day is an opportunity to strengthen your body, nourish your mind, and protect your future. The best years are not behind you, they are still ahead, waiting for you to live them to the fullest. Because aging well is not about adding years to life, it's about adding life to years.